Pryo Rexx. You feel coldness underneath you in the darkness. Light, a little pinpoint of light grows in your vision and then slowly spreads out. You're in a room painted a soft moss green. You're beside a long black tube with a lid that just is going. Some smoke comes out and lights just power off it. There's windows to the side and you see vines growing through and flowers. The flowers actually scintillate and flash at you.
Okay, well, that's trippy.
And you see some movement to your right, coming over that long tube. It's a little tiny mechanical bat. Seems oddly familiar to you. Makes a little squeaky squeak. Its little ears move around.
Okay, Pryo holds up his hand and instinctively moves it and holds it up like this.
Okay, the little creature flies up, circles around the room twice, and lands on your hand softly.
Okay. Pryo flinches for a second and kind of looks at it, and
you see little gears and metal. It's got some fake fur added to the back. Its eyes flash inside quite deep, and you can see little circuitries moving about. It starts to crawl up your arm towards your shoulder. It's not upsetting, however. It's doing it softly, and it nudges at your forehead. You feel some goggles when you put your hand there.
Okay, he looks at them. He puts them on.
Okay, an odd thing happens. You were looking through your own eyes, which had clear vision, and now you're seeing almost a double vision of what it takes you a moment to realize is the bat looking back at you. First you see a odd color. Then you see your own skeleton. Kind of glow, not quite X-ray, but glow an infrared. Okay, he squeaks and nuzzles at your hairline.
Okay, what does he want me to grab it or something?
He seems to be nuzzling you.
This is what Pryo Rexx looks like for all the folks at home. Okay, I nuzzle at my dreadlocks and braids. Let's see if am I wounded? What is going on here?
You feel around your head, everything feels fine. You just have a fog over you, and you cannot remember anything before this moment of the darkness and the coldness underneath you. You put your hands against the floor for comfort. The cool linoleum meets you.
All right. His yellow eyes dart around. Am I alone in the room?
It seems to be, other than this robot bat. And you hear some noises out the windows. It's old style windows, the kind you have to really heft up to open. They're dirty glass, and that as I said, the vine has grown through. It's actually, you notice, hot and humid as you sit there longer.
Okay, wipes his face. Okay,
You're sweating.
Does he feel discombobulated or?
Not in an illness fashion, but definitely from a mental fog.
Okay, he starts looking at his clothes and looking at his belongings, and the panic is starting to set in of he can't remember anything and doesn't know what's going on.
You have a backpacky bag beside you. And there's a shield beside you. Some gloves.
Okay.
Some strange fabric.
Picks up the item, looks at it, puts it down.
You're wearing a belt and the belt buckle is popped open.
Wow.
Seems there is a little compartment of some kind.
Okay. He tries to look in it.
It's empty.
Okay, he was confused for a moment, and he clips it shut. Okay, he stands up and tries to look around.
It's odd. It's just this single room. There's a door to go out, and you can see a hallway. It's been a while since anyone took care of this place, however. The flora is taken over. It's grown up the walls. The flowers scintillate and have odd, almost like a jellyfish type flashing as it moves about.
Okay, he instinctively looks for weapons.
Okay,
still armed with his... is he armed?
You have the shield with you at your side. You have a knife.
Okay, the one in his back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he pulls it out, looks at it. It's a big Bowie knife.
Looks perfect.
He puts it down. He checks he instinctively thumbs the edge.
Yep, sharp. It's recently been taken care of.
He wonders who the hell did that. He puts it down. Okay,
you start patting. You do think, oh, this should be here or that should be there. You start patting around, but you're not sure what this or that exactly is.
Okay, you said he was alone in this room?
Except for the bat, yes.
Okay, he looks at the device that had the canopy that went down. Is it still powered on?
No, you saw the power fading down, the lines run down it. It's like a long tube, and it had powered down quite a bit as you went, as you came out.
What other weapons does he have on him?
You start checking, you lift your bag up and your shield, and another bladed weapon, a kukri, falls out. Clink, ting, ting.
Okay, he jumps back.
Bag squeaks. He takes flight, lands up on a ceiling.
Okay, if he feels instinctively he needs to take complete stock of everything that he has and what's in his current possession, so...
I can tell you what you have.
Okay.
You have some food.
Okay.
Some travel rations, dried up meat bits.
Okay.
You move it, another kukri falls out. Ting, ting, ting.
He moves back. He's like, how many knives does one person need? He thinks. Okay, he assorts the knives kind of within reach, kind of on the couch he was sitting on. Okay, so you said he has rations.
Some odd little cubes. When you move them around, there's a bubble moving. You realize it's water inside.
Okay. 4 cubes. Times 3. That's going to be helpful if I'm in a humid environment. Okay. You notice I have a comm device. He looks at it.
Yep.
He feels instinctively like he should do this. He come in.
Danus. You're walking down this hallway that you knew you were sent to. Mm-hmm. You have that odd device you were given. It's in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's humid as puppy dogs in here.
Okay.
You're sweating. There's these odd plants that have grown all in this place, scintillating. But you are excited to be out.
Mm-hmm.
You took a simple way in. You were teleported here and left and wished good luck. But you know where you're headed. As you look down at that odd device, you hear a voice come over it.
Come in.
Coming in? Or come in?
Okay.
I keep walking.
Prio's like, we didn't expect an answer. He's like,
Yeah.
You know where you're to find Pryo.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's at the end of the hall. You're going to one of the pod rooms.
Then I will continue heading there, waiting for a response.
Does Pryo hear anyone coming?
You do now. Actually, it's interesting. Your little bat started squeaking and flew onto your shoulder.
Okay, he puts the goggles down.
The bat can see something coming down the way, and you can now hear as well. Some footsteps echoing down a long hallway. The same cold linoleum echoes.
Is the man armed?
It does sound so.
Do I have time to grab the shield and the kukri, or just a kukri?
One item.
He grabs a kukri and he sneaks over to behind the door.
Okay.
Critical.
You tiptoe, pad quietly behind the door. You realize there's a glass. It's quite opaque because it's so dirty, but there's a glass in the door.
Okay, he really blends in kind of with the back.
Danus, you know that the person you've been sent to find tends to be a bit sneaky.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be knocking on the door and turning on the radio and saying, "Coming in," and I'll open the door, so he might hear that outside the door and through the radio. Anyway.
All right, Pryo launches himself through the glass and grabs the man by the face.
Have you ever had one of those days where you just wake up and you're not really sure what's going on? 'Cause...
Shut up. Who the are you? Where the am I?
Well, tell me if I can talk.
Okay. Pryo reluctantly moves his hand slightly from the mouth just so he can talk. He still has him held very tight with the kukri.
Because I was told to shut up, but if you want to know, you are a lucky guy. And today is a lucky day. We're in the city of... Remind me what city I got dropped off in?
The flooded city.
The flooded city. And that's about all I really remember. But I do know, I got this strange feeling. You and I, well, we're gonna get along real well.
Okay, Prio's not laughing. I'm laughing. That's hilarious. Okay, Pryo says, "Shut up." What am I doing here?
You're confusing me. You're telling me to shut up, then you're asking me questions.
Okay, the kukri gets tighter on the throat.
Okay, I'd love to help. I'd love to.
What am I doing here? Talk.
I don't know. I've got this thing, and I'll kind of like gesture it, like not menacingly, like the radio, and say, "I've got this," and I feel like I'm supposed to be talking to somebody. That's all I know. You ever have one of those days? Like I said, my memory's a little foggy. Maybe you can't relate. You seem like a guy who's got it all figured out.
Okay, he's holding up
+1, Alec.
He's holding up. I'll give you my +1 today. Actually, that was hilarious. Not like there's any other player for me to give it to. So you get my +1, buddy.
The GM accepts +1.
Oh yes, of course. So for those of you who are not wondering what's going on in Gaia, the GM has discretionary points to give out for good role play, or something funny, or just for kissing their butt. Like a standard role playing thing. And the players also have a discretionary +1 to give out. And given that we're only 2 players playing, I guess, or we could save it for our own character sheets later. But you get my +1, brother. Okay. Pryo looks at the thing he held up. Was that some kind of communication device, or?
Yep. You hold it up as Danus is holding. This guy is holding his up, and they match.
Okay. Pryo.
I'll kind of click it so he can hear the like, so it's obvious they're connected.
Okay. Pryo takes the kukri off his throat, just ever so slightly, so it's not digging into the flesh anymore. He says, "Why do we have paired communication devices?"
I was hoping whoever had the other would be able to tell me.
You mean to tell me you don't know what you're doing here either?
Nope, but it sounds like I know a little bit more than you.
Talk. What do you know?
We're in the city of... it's Iron... What was it one more time? So sorry.
It's the flooded city.
The flooded city. Now.
Pryo has already interrogated that out of you so far.
Yeah. It's the flooded city, and
you said the flooded city.
Flooded city, right. Sorry, like I said, it's been
Pryo
one of
thinks
those
to himself,
days.
why am I asking him? He can't remember anything. I already know more than he does.
Yeah. I've got this communication thing. Pretty cool. And that's about it. I'd love to find out with you, and maybe without the dagger.
Okay, Pryo starts
What's
checking
going on?
Pryo starts checking him over for weapons. He doesn't have any weapons that are visible?
Nope, not right now.
What's in his hands? Just his crazy, weird, futuristic glove things?
Mm-hmm.
We should probably describe what he looks like at this point.
I've got grayish, smoky eyes. I've got kind of like choppy but short-haired, black, bluish swoop, styled but short enough that it's combat ready.
Practical hair.
And he's
I would
got
say so.
a futuristic kind of black armor with was it purple lights here and there, inlaid here and there?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. There we go. Okay,
Okay.
but he doesn't have any of his weapons present at the moment.
Nope.
Okay.
He's
Oh.
rather non-threatening. He's just got the communication device. That's it.
Okay, Pryo has him like this. I guess the door is in between us. So
You kind of leaned out and pulled him against, so the door's not totally in between you.
Oh, okay. All right, Pryo walks him over to the couch and sits him down then.
Sure.
Actually, is there anywhere to sit other than where my other weapons are?
Not really. There's just this one couch, a pod.
Okay, Pryo turns around and puts him in the corner and sits him down.
Okay.
So, friend, what should I call you?
Ching. Okay, Pryo holds just a kukri kind of under his arm like this and kind of squats in front of him. Goes automatically into interrogator mode.
Okay, your bat comes down and lands on your shoulder. Nuzzles up.
Well, isn't that neat?
Okay, the bat launches back up in the air, spins twice, and lands down on you, Dennis. Walks over.
Oh, hey, little buddy.
His nose.
Yeah? Does this thing bite?
Pryo doesn't say anything.
Okay.
Okay, the bat looks at you, squeaks twice, then comes back.
Pryo kind of looks at the bat. He's not sure about the bat anymore. He's like, who could I trust? What's going on?
Is there anything
This
I
man
should
is
call
far
you?
too high testosterone to be put in a situation like this.
Do you have a preferred title?
How did you know to come here to find me?
Felt like the right thing to do.
Did you wake up in one of those? Emotions of the pod.
Whoa! Nah, man. You got a weird deal.
Okay, Pryo looks him up and down again. Can I roll detective to see anything about him that would tell me anything about him?
Of course.
All right. Pryo is a renowned detective. 50, that's a critical.
Okay, you look him up and down. That armor is quite strange. It's got this weird glowingness to it. It's got something about it. You know it's a higher tech. You don't know how, but you have that feeling. You look at his hands and you can see that there's worn patches on his fingers.
Mm-hmm.
You deduce that is probably from gun use.
Mm-hmm.
He also has even though he's young, he has creases, laugh lines, and not unattractive, but crow's feet. Obviously someone who smiles a lot.
Very interesting.
The armor boots have a bit of a dust to them, kind of crusted on the edge, which you find odd given it's quite humid here.
Why do I find it odd?
It's quite humid and wet, and you've heard water flowing around. He did call it the flooded city.
Mm-hmm. Have I heard people outside?
You've heard some noises, but not necessarily people speaking.
Okay. Pryo reels again, and he feels like his brain is always trying to go back to some kind of rule set or some kind of operational specifications that he doesn't have or cannot find. It discombobulates him.
The vines with the flowers that are kind of surrounding all over the room scintillate beside you and then move up over and then come down to Danus and then back to you.
What flowers are moving?
Not moving, the scintillation in the flowers, the color flash.
Yeah.
The flash moves up as if you're following almost like an LED light and then back. And they scintillate around you almost as if you feel It's an odd feeling. You feel supported rather than threatened. You don't know why, though.
Prio's not sure what to make of that. Prio says, pretty strange for a gun wielder not to be carrying his guns.
Gun wielder? I look at my hands. Maybe. Huh. Yeah. That feels right. Something about that just feels right. Well, I'll tell you what. I do know, it sounds like you're having a little tough day here. I may be awake a little bit longer than you. I do remember my name. It's Danus. Until you tell me yours, I'm going to call you friend. So, friend, how can I help you? Big smile.
Okay. All right. Okay, Pryo kind of stands up wearily, kind of looking at him. Moves over to the couch. Does he have two tooled black leather sheaths on his belly?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he goes, realizes that's where both the kukris go. He still has an eye on the man. But he's sheathing. He puts the knife in his back. Just
looking around the room.
He puts the pack on. Just, have you been outside?
No, but it is muggy. It is hot.
Just then out the window, you can hear movement of water, a bit of an engine sound.
Might be cooler outside if you want to go check it out.
Okay. With a critical, Pryo sneaks to the window up to the corner and just kind of tries to peek out.
You bend down and quietly pad over. Just Danus sits there, smiles, watches you.
What are you seeing, friend?
You lean out. You lean slightly up and out the window. Outside, you see a city, which you imagine must have been quite tall, 3 or 4, 5 stories for some of these buildings. But there's water now where roads once were. There's tropical vegetation growing over everything. And quite swampiness, large leafed pads over the water. And coming down the main road, at a fair distance right now, is a steamboat.
Okay. Oh, great. Josh knows where we are. Oh, shit. Pryo does not know where we are. But Pryo's still saying, oh, shit, because he doesn't know who he is or where he is or what's going on.
You notice that there are docks where out of second or third story windows, depending on where the building is, and the steamboat is pulled up, and you actually see some people get on quite a bit of a ways down.
So it looks like some kind of ferry, or is this some kind of military operation?
No. It's not quite organized like military. Much more some people getting on. You see someone it's quite far, but you see some white kind of blur, kind of helping someone, a few beings.
Okay, Pryo says to the man in the corner, "Are you alone? How many are with you?" He puts the knife in the spot in his back, takes the pack on his shoulder.
I'm not alone right now. I've got a friend with me. But other than that, just me.
Okay. Was there a cloak?
Yeah, just a desert.
A desert cloak, an old worn desert cloak.
Yeah.
Okay.
It actually has a little red patch sewn on the inside where there was a hole.
There's a hole? Where was the hole?
Just on the bottom. Looks like maybe it had been stabbed through at some point or something, but it's been patched.
Okay. I'll remind the GM, of course, that Pryo's vision dips into the UV. Mm-hmm. Is there any biomatter fluorescing all over the place? Any biomatter tell me anything about this shooter or Pryo or where he is or what's
there is
going on?
Biomatter everywhere because it's a tropical, humid, bacteria growing kind of place.
Everywhere. Bacteria is scintillating away.
You instantly get the desire to clean your hands with something. You reach for your pack instinctively.
Wow. He looks at the guy again. He puts the gloves on.
There's no biomatter but your own on wood that you've just laid on the cloak and the clothing and the swords and that. there's nothing particularly strange. You see a UV that's specific to Danus. Then you can see that it walked in where you leaned up against the wall.
Okay. Then this shooter's UV is not anywhere else in the room?
Nope.
Okay.
How much does it dip into the UV, your vision, again?
Just 10%.
Okay. It's a bit hard to distinguish because it is such a heavy biodome here.
Okay. Pryo puts the shield, he goes, looks at the shield for a second, and then he puts the shield in the backpack, puts the cloak over all that, does it up, puts the goggles down, puts on one of the masks, the desert mask he found, puts the hood up.
It's very hard to breathe. Just so you know, you're getting hot.
Okay. And
particularly with the mask over your face.
That's what Pryo looks like with Batty and his kukris. And he eyes the man warily and just walks out.
And then I'll hop up and follow. Say, hey, where are you going? Nothing.
Okay. I've looked down the hallways.
Down the hallway, you're at the last room on the hallway, so it's a dead wall. Then it goes down. There's doors across from each other down the hallway. The walls are painted a darker moss green, but again, there's lots of growth and little mold tracks about. And it's a big long hallway that goes, then you see stairs at the end.
So I don't see or hear or believe there's any reason why anyone should be coming?
Nope.
Pryo gets a realization. He goes, oh, I have a surveillance device. Oh, that flies. He goes, okay. He goes, go up.
Batty's been squeaking at you the entire time.
Oh, what does he want? What's going on? Okay,
He's been nuzzling at you.
He looks in the goggles again.
He launches himself up. It's a little disconcerting. You can roll metabolic or mental resistance. Sorry.
Okay, critical.
Because his vision is swimming sort of over yours. You close your eyes initially just to get the bearing and then open them, and you can see through his eyes as he flies down.
Okay, I go, pull down the mask and go.
Okay, he flies. He immediately turns and flies back to you.
Okay, Pryo goes.
I walk up right next to him because I think it was for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Pryo just looks at him.
What are we doing?
I'm leaving. Okay, I get Batty to sit on the roof here, but
okay.
Before I do, Pryo has a thought. Oh yeah, I'm a detective. And he checks the room once over more for clues. I didn't specifically say clues. I said UV. I want to check the room again for clues. He realizes if he's not in a direct danger, he wants to see if there's any clues of how he got here, who left him here, what the hell's going on. Okay. I roll 14, which is definitely a critical for my detective.
Okay. The strange guy turns again on you, Danus. He goes back into the room. He starts going over carefully, checking things, looks over the pod. You don't find any particular handprints or anything like that. However, just where you had left the bag originally, when you picked it up, there's two shiny little bits. Not quite coins, but like a ceramic bit.
Two shiny ceramic bits.
You pick them up in your hand, you look at them. They have a little boat on them. Looks like the steamboat.
Any UV?
Nope.
No fluorescing biomatter.
They're just the biomatter that it was sitting in.
Okay. Pryo checks under the couch and looks in the cushions.
You start looking, you find it cheesy. No, I'm kidding. You start flipping stuff around.
Okay, he looks, what terrible thing is this? You know,
it hasn't rotted and it's been there for years.
he goes, ugh, he throws it down.
You go through, you don't find anything else.
While he's doing this, I just want to be in the background kind of talking to him. Okay. You know, you're an odd guy. Shut up. Then you ask me a question. I'm leaving. And then you go back into the room. You are something special. I'll tell you what. And I'll look out. I'll go to the window and kind of look out while he's rummaging around the room.
Okay. As he's pulling cushions off, and he's down on his hands and knees looking underneath the couch. He's pulled out, there was a bucket in the corner, he's pulled it out, he's looking underneath it. You look down, you see that steamboat that Pryo saw earlier. It's white and black with the big steam center column. And it's
Look
coming
at
down.
this.
Slowly, it's not moving, it's a slower moving thing, and you see it has pulled up to one of those docks. Someone's jumped off and gone into what looks like an apartment block. Again, quite destroyed and tattered outside. Vines growing everywhere.
Okay.
One sec. The sky is purple.
All right.
Doesn't seem strange to you, Danus, at all.
Okay. Pryo goes over to the pod.
Yep.
Is there a control pad or something?
Yep. There's a flat crystal surface.
Is there any UV on it?
Nope.
Has it been wiped off?
Not that you can tell.
Did you see this view? This is something else.
Say, hey. You look high tech. Do you know how to work this?
Do
Yep.
I?
Yep. You walk over, you know that to press it on, you press on this area.
Click it.
You click it, it opens. The lights start coming on.
Lucky guess. Wow.
Does it have a record or something of who last used this?
You know how to access that, Danus. You press a couple of buttons. It looks like, and a little image. It's flat. Think like a tablet, like an iPad. It's a flat screen, and an image comes up of a being standing there. It's male-ish. It has a fly head, too big an antenna. It has a Gaia skin, a dark skin with the circuitry all over it. It says species 8975644, alpha beta quill. John.
Do you know anything about this, John? And I'll turn it and show him and say, that's what this is.
That was the last being to use this pod.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you?
Okay, Pryo looked at him.
I'm going to call you my friend John. Fantastic.
Okay, Prio's not laughing. You can rest assured Prio's almost never laughing. I'm laughing. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, this guy, John, had a fly head, kind of a flyish head.
Yep.
And I just put species 69844, and then we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, it just goes on.
As opposed to like the 100-character alphanumeric designation. And I say, when did he use it?
It's been 2 decacycles.
20 days?
Mm-hmm.
More questions than answers, huh?
Danus, you realize you can flick through and see the past. It saves up to the last 10. You just start going through. There's some random, more human-y looking beings.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that had 3 snake heads.
He's cool. That's whatever. This one looks cool.
None of them bother you. You know, in Gaia, nothing strange in Gaia. It's freaking you out a bit, Pryo. Roll my favorite pattern recognition. Pryo.
Oh. And they say 82, that's a critical. Pryo is a clever boy.
As he's flicking through, you notice they all have the darkness with the circuitry on them. You didn't see that on your own arms.
What's that?
He points to the Gaia skins.
Oh, that looks like let's see if it's in here somewhere. Is there any, without me saying, hey, this is a Gaia skin, is there anything that actually shows what that is in the tablet?
Not really, no. It's a pretty basic interface you're working with, which you basically are just got the get in, heal function, and then the last 10 users.
I'm not quite sure. No, that's a Gaia skin.
A Gaia what now?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a Gaia skin. 100%. Not sure why 100%. I look at myself. Do I have a Gaia skin?
Yep.
Oh. You don't have this, do you? Did he have he had less clothes when I showed up, right?
Yeah, he had his gloves weren't on, so you did see his arms, and the Gaia skins come up to about here. So you clearly saw he didn't have anything.
And you can see up to his throat.
Up to his throat, there's nothing.
I knew you were special. Told you.
Okay, Prio's just looking at him like this.
Sure. John?
Okay. Pryo decides not to murder the man. He leaves.
Thank you. That helps my adventure.
Okay, he walks out into the hallway.
Okay.
And it stops, and he goes,
Okay. He comes to you, lands on your hand, goes up,
okay,
snuggles in.
He puts him inside the cloak for some reason.
He snuggles right in. You actually, when you look, you see a little wear spot where that's clear he has sat.
Okay, he puts the mask back on. Okay, he's walking down the hallway and looking for more clues.
I will tell you it's uncomfortable to breathe with the mask on. However, I recognize it's a look, so.
So can I casually stroll behind him?
Prio's the kind of man who's used to a certain level of discomfort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry, I cut you off, Alec.
Nope, I was just following you casually. Like, you're probably doing the investigator, like, looking around thing, and I'm just...
He's running his fingers along the walls. He's walking slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Creak. And he's just looking for any UV. He's looking for any signs that he was dragged in here. He's looking for any signs of anything.
You do not see your UV outside of that room.
Do I see his footsteps coming in?
You see his footsteps coming out of a room. You're getting closer to it, where
okay.
He came out of and came to your room.
Pryo stops. He looks at the man again. He looks inside the room.
Okay, you see another one of those pod things and a couch. Basically the same room, reversed. This one's a nice rose pink.
Okay, Pryo goes in it.
Okay. You see there's the footsteps and a spot where Danus's UV had been.
Okay. He does the detective thing. He starts ransacking this room again.
Danus, he's gone into...
If he doesn't find anything, he gets a little bit more aggressive. He might throw the couch against the wall, things like that. He's starting to get a little perturbed.
Okay.
All right. He rolls 13, critical on detective with many, many minuses.
One moment. Danus, he's gone into the room that you came out of.
Sure.
So you're aware that there's probably shouldn't be a problem with him doing that. He's in there ransacking around. You just find kind of a similar scene, Pryo, to what you saw in your own room.
Mm-hmm.
UV of him sitting there, his hand against the pod where he stood up.
Okay, so it looks like he did come out of the pod.
No, just the same as you. There doesn't seem to be him in a pod. It seems more that he just came out, found himself sitting there.
Oh, wait. So my UV was not in the pod in my room?
Exactly.
But when I woke up, I thought I saw the canopy closing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, WTF.
What the face, indeed.
What the face? Okay, and so... All right, did I see the buttons he pressed last time to make the pod go? Want me to roll memory?
Sure.
Okay, Pryo's memory is not super great. It's only 80. It used to be much better, but his brain has been damaged by whatever happened to him. 20, I make it, though.
Yeah, you remember. It was a pretty simple combination of just pressing in this corner.
He looks at the man, kind of like, as if to say, like, we'll see if you're telling the truth. He takes his glove off with the knuckle on his baby finger, kind of presses the buttons and sees who used this one last.
Cut for GM moment. Alec, I forgot you said if you said you came out of the pod or not.
I said no.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so I'm just going to run with that.
Yep. Okay.
What do you mean, GM moment? What's going on?
GM brain fart moment.
Well, no. And even if you said no, you came out of the pod, I know how I was going to play it. I was just going to say, you're seeing it wrong, man. I'm sorry.
yeah. Say that to Pryo. See how well that goes.
Well, that's why we had a GM moment here, because I don't want him to kill you today. Maybe tomorrow.
You're the pod guy.
I can roll a new character.
No, all the cool kids don't use pod.
So, Very funny.
Fun.
If I
That's
had
what
another +1, I'd give it to you. But
That's what I was gonna say. Anyway,
just so all the watchers at home realize, Alec and Melissa have a plan that's going on that Josh here doesn't know about. And although I GM for Gaia as well, I have no idea what's happening. I know what happened to Pryo. There's a whole set of adventures in a life that he had that he's now lost. But I have no idea what they have planned or what's going on. So,
And it's driving him mad.
yes, it is driving both Josh and Pryo. Pryo's a little bit more perturbed about it. Josh is like, "This is cool." Okay, so who used this last?
You see a female form. She looks normal, guy skin, 3 eyes.
that is not me.
What was her name?
1200 645 Gamma Xylophone 89678.
That was her designation. What was her name?
Zamorphia.
Zamorphia. Cool.
I'm starting to think your name's not John. We could have these code names though. Instead of Zamorphia, can I just be like Morph?
Okay. Pryo turns to the man and says, "If you and I came out of these pods, how come it doesn't have a record of us?"
I didn't think I did, but like I said, my memory's not on par today.
I saw the canopy closing when I was waking up. Pryo thinks, is he sure he saw that?
Sounds familiar, but I don't know. Hey, maybe you're right.
Do you have any enemies who might want to do this to you?
Let me check. I get on the radio and say, "Shh, is anybody else out there?"
Pryo holds up the radio.
Patty even squeaks. Squeak.
I want to say no. I want to say no. No. I'm saying no.
Okay. Pryo takes the radio out of his hand.
Mine or his?
Throws both of them on the ground. Crushes
What?
them.
I need this. There's no way. I let it happen, but I'm just complaining.
They could be tracking us.
They could be useful. Ugh.
Okay. Pryo thinks, not really. I have no desire to talk to this man, so I don't need to communicate with him.
Can I pick up the broken pieces and just kind of look at it? I'm going to take them with me, but I just want to look at them and be like, oh. Wait, are you going to let me take? Can I take them?
Yeah, Pryo is not going to do anything.
You pick them up. You see internally something you recognize. There's a black, shiny material slowly fixing itself inside. You're familiar with nanotech. You know what's going on there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just kind of put them in my pockets and say, doesn't look like there's any tracker in there, but you never can be too careful. And I'll just stick them away for a rainy day.
All right. Pryo then walks back out. Pryo kind of looks at the man like that again. Just walks out.
+1.
Looks for more clues in the hallway.
Okay, you go back out. He just walks past you again. Gives you that look.
Oh my gosh, you're never going to believe what I found. As he leaves the room after searching. I'm just going to say it.
Okay, Pryo stops. He turns.
I walk out. I'll say, friendship. And then I'll follow him.
+1.
Okay, Pryo goes change view things to Batty. He doesn't know how to tell Batty to cycle through the different kind of lights you can see it again.
You see the flicking goes through, cycling through your thermal UV.
Yep.
Sonar?
Yep.
That's what he has. You see the same, you're in the same hallway, so it's the same as described. Nothing has changed. There's a broken exit sign that's hanging down with a arrow pointing downwards, but you imagine once upon a time it pointed down the stairs. There's a window as down the stairway, and you see there's a board that's been put to go to a window across the way.
Okay, Pryo investigates this.
Okay, you look at it. You see various biomatter, nothing new, but biomatter going back and forth. There's some vines that have grown over it. You suspect it's for people that live here, or people that may have lived here, to get to the building across the way. You notice as you look out, there's a few of these little makeshift bridges back and forth between the buildings.
Okay. Pryo is going to try and get up on top of this bridge and go across to the next building.
Okie dokie. How much do you weigh?
Pryo is used to be a pretty big boy. He only weighs about 175 pounds now.
Oh. Okay, the board starts to creak. You're pretty sure if you take another step, it's old and it is so humid in here. The board's not quite rotten, but giving quite a bit. Made for someone maybe lighter than you.
Okay. Pryo swears internally. He goes,
Danus, you're pretty sure this is a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm going to move toward... If he's going to go for it, I'm going to be right behind him to get the grab.
Okay.
Okay, when he comes from behind me, I have to draw a cookie.
Well, I'm waiting, like I'm not... If you start to fall, I'm going to jump. I'm not going to, come up right behind the guy. And you don't do that when somebody's on a ledge.
Roll CE, Josh.
CE, okay.
Which is the stat that allows you to read other people's emotions and feelings.
And with a 34, I get a critical.
You recognize on Danus's face that he's not looking to backstab you or attack you. It was more a look of concern of you might fall on this bridge.
Or he's a good actor.
Or he's a great actor.
All right. Okay, Pryo makes a mental note of that. Okay, Pryo gets off the bridge.
Okay.
Let's find another way out of here, I think.
You hear the steamship passing as it passes the building you're now in.
Okay, Pryo hides.
Sure, you pull back. Danus stands there, looks.
Yeah. What?
Ship goes by.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this you leaving again?
Okay, is there a stairwell going up or something?
Stairwell going up and down.
Okay, Pryo goes and investigates that. He wants to get a better view of this building and this place and what's going on.
Up or down?
Up.
Okay, you head up the stairs. It's a internal kind of industrial style stairway with the window, each level. You don't see any more bridges, makeshift bridges, and you come to the top floor. It's pretty much exactly the same as the floor below.
All the other rooms that Pryo has seen, do they all have pods in them as well?
No, up here all the rooms just have beds.
Have they been used recently?
Does not look like it, no. A lot of them have been knocked over. The sheets that were once on them, a lovely pale blue color, has rotted mostly.
Okay, he starts looking through the rooms up here kind of quickly, and he's looking to see if there's an easy way to get roof access.
Okay, you check through. You do a quick yet attentive look through, but you don't find any way to get up top. You just find all these rooms with various destroyed beds here or there. You find at the end of one of the rooms, one of the end rooms, at one point something or someone must have been living here. The beds had been turned sideways, and then there were some mattresses and boards put up, but it's been overgrown by vines.
Okay, kind of moves the vine slightly, looks and thinks
A couple of the flowers sparkle at you as you pick it up, scintillate.
Okay, he goes, touches one of the flowers.
Okay, you touch it and it scintillates in and then scintillates back out to you.
Wow.
Pryo forgot he was there.
+1, nice. You watch the flowers, the scintillation again starts going down out the window this time.
Okay, Pryo follows that.
Yeah, you see it scintillate and come down to the floor below, you reckon, given where you were, to what must be this ferry boat dock down there.
Okay, so there was a way to get to that ferry dock from the floor I was previously on?
The floor below. Had you gone down instead of up.
Oh, so now 2 stories beneath me.
Yep.
Okay, is the boat anywhere nearby right now, or?
It's gone down. You look down, you see it's gone quite far down and seems to be slowly turning.
You're thinking. What are you thinking?
I'm going to go down and talk to the boatman. I suggest you stay here. It could be a trap.
It sounds like so much fun, though.
You have a weird definition of fun.